Hi, okay, welcome to session 4. We're going to be expanding brackets in today's session. So that will be a nice break from the number work that we've been doing. There is your recap. You are going to press pause, please, and give that a good old go and play when you're ready. Okay, so there's the answers. Obviously, pause, mark, make sure you're happy with everything. The only reason that I highlighted the green was just to point out that they really are both equals. Sometimes that can just cause you a little bit of doubt, can't it, when you've been given the option of 3 possible symbols and the same one got repeated. And if it did, apologies. We're always trying to challenge you as much as we possibly can. So make sure you're happy, and then when you're ready, hit play and we will move on. And we're on to the product of 2 brackets. Now, the product of 2 brackets means the multiplication of 2 brackets. The word product means times, and 2 brackets kind of speaks for itself. So if I have x plus 4, I don't show the times sign in any algebra work. So that bracket is just going to be pushed up. So when I've got these 2 brackets pushed together, it means that I have to multiply. Everything inside this bracket must multiply with everything in this bracket. So I need a method that's kind of quite ordered. It's got a pattern that I can follow so I don't miss anything off. If I'm jumping around doing it, I could miss one of the multiplications that's within the question. So I want structure. Now I use 2 possible methods. One main method called Crab's Claw, but if I do have some students struggling, then I have another method that for them it just seems to feel easier. And I think it's just important for you to go with the method that works for you, okay? That absolutely works for you. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do Crab's Claw first, and then I'll show you the alternative. So I'm going to start off with this x. X inside the first bracket has to multiply everything in the second bracket. So the first thing that it hits is that x, and I've got x times x to work out. X times x is x squared. So the first part of my answer is x squared. The x is then going to multiply to the next number, which is x times 3. Don't show the time sign, they just get squashed together. The 3 will be put in front, and we've got a positive 3x. And then I do the number 4. 4 is positive. 4 times x. I can write that down if I want, or I can just write the answer here. I think it's just important for you to do as much as you need to do. Okay, the last one, 4 times 3, or 4 times 3 is 12. So I can just write the 12. To make this harder, we could have negatives in here. And when we've got negatives in here, that last step, I would really strongly recommend you write down like this, because then you're less likely to make mistakes with the negatives. And then once you're more practiced, you may feel that you don't need to do that, but you'll see that anyway. So we've multiplied everything by everything. This middle section here is a section of x's, which means they can be collected together and just tidied up. So that's what we do as our final step. So we have x squared plus 7x plus 12. Okay, so that's the Crab's Claw method. We're going to see that one more time, because like I said, the vast majority of students are quite happy working through using this. It's called the Crab's Claw because with a little bit of imagination, you can kind of see a crab's claw from all the little arrows that I've made. Okay, let's do another one just so that you can concentrate on one thing at a time. So let's do another Crab's Claw. We're going to do x plus 4, and we'll do x plus 1 this time. Okay, so starting with the first x, I've got x times x, which is x squared, and then x times 1, which is a positive 1x. Now, do I need that 1 in front? No. It's really common for people to write it. And if you do that at any stage, you still mark yourself as correct because you will not be penalized in the exam if you do it. But that said, it's not the best way to write our algebra. So it's x. That is 1x, isn't it? Okay, next one is turn of the 4. 4 times x is plus 4x. And last but not least, 4 times 1 is a positive 4. Okay. I'm going to collect up that middle section. And I've got x squared plus 5x. 1 plus another 4 x's gives me 5 x's in total plus 4. Okay, so that's the crab's claw. Now we're going to see the exact same question. So I'm going to leave that on the screen so that we've kind of got it and you can kind of see how it is really just the same thing, all being pulled together in a slightly different way. So what we're going to do is we would take the question. So we've got x plus 4 and x plus 1, and we would put it into a grid where we've got x and our plus 4 and our x and our plus 1. And we're just separating that out. And then we'd use it like a times table grid. So we say x times x. So let me just show you that. X times x is x squared. Here I've got positive 4 that's going to get squashed to an x. So plus 4x. And then I've got my positive 1 getting squashed with that x. So plus x. And then I've got 4 times 1, which is 4. So you can see, and that's a positive 4. I could show that or not. You can see that this now has all the same elements to it as this row here does. Now the middle section is going to be the area that I concentrate on for that collecting and tidying up step. So my final answer is x squared. I've got 4 x's. I'm told to add another x. So I've got 5 x's and then I've got plus 4 on the end. So I will do both methods so that you can, like I say, see it being done a few times and make a good decision as to how you might want to approach it. All right. Now, let's do another question. So we've got x plus 5 and x plus 2. This is your first have a go question. I haven't done anything like put any negatives in there yet. So you're able to just take your time, do whichever method, like I say, you would prefer from the 2 that you've seen, and then press play when you're ready. Okay, so x times x is x squared, x times 2 is 2x, 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times 2 is 10. If we collect the middle up, we've got x squared plus 7x plus 10. And if you did it the other way, which I will do as quickly as I can, you should know whether it went well or not because you should have the same answer. But you would have had x squared there, plus 2x there, plus 5x there, and then you would have had your 10, which you may or may not have put the plus in front of. And again, it's just that middle section there that then creates this answer. Okay. All right, next question. I am going to put a negative in this time. It doesn't change the method. It doesn't change anything. It just means you just need to think when you're multiplying with that negative. And I want you to have a go. I don't want you to just watch. So have a go. Just whatever will be, and press play and fingers crossed, it'll actually be fine. Okay, so we've got x times x is x squared. X times positive 4, positive 4x. Minus 3 times x, minus 3x. And this is where minus 3 times 4 might be worth writing down so you can really see the negatives involved in that question. I have 1 negative in the question, which means I have 1 in the answer, and 3 times 4 is 12. Collect up my middle. I've got x squared, and then this is saying I've got 4 x's because I'm at positive 4, and then I've got to take away 3. 4 take 3 is 1. It's a positive 1, so I've got positive x minus 12. And as I said, if you put that 1 in, it really doesn't matter. So don't worry, just try and get out of the habit if you can. And that is the answer. Okay, now I'm going to show that one. I'm not going to do it every time because again, if this is working for you, you're going to have that same answer anyway. So you don't really need to watch this. But I just wanted to do it once with the negative in case it makes some of you think, oh, actually, I do quite like that. I'm going to do it that way from now on. So x times x is x squared. And then it's literally just pushing this together. I've got minus 3 and an x to squash together. I've got a plus 4 and an x to squash together. And it's just maybe taking a little bit of thought out of the negatives. I don't know if it's enough to really warrant a change of method, but it's certainly worth pointing out. And then I've got my positive 4 times by my negative 3. I can see 1 negative, so it's minus 12. And then I pull it together in the same way. So next one, up to you which method you use. So x minus 7, x minus 2. All right, just take your time. Don't change or deviate what you're doing just because the question's different. Go for it and press play when you're ready. Okay, x times x is x squared. X times minus 2, minus 2x. And then minus 7x. And here I've got minus 7 times minus 2. Those two negatives are going to make a positive, and 7 times 2 is 14. So tidy up the middle. I've got x squared. Now I'm at minus 2 on the number line, and I'm being told to minus a further 7. So I must go the right way down the number line to minus 9x plus 14. If you got that right, really well done. If you went wrong here, really common, and it's just going to be practice, making those mistakes and just going, those pesky negatives, and being determined that they're not going to beat you, okay? All right, let's do another one. I'm going to do one which has got 2x plus 5 and x minus 3. Again, I know it looks different. Your method isn't going to change. Trust in your method, go through the steps, and then press play when you're ready. Okay, so it is slightly different. We do have a 2 in front of this x, but it just means that we've got to include it as we work on it. So 2x times x, write it down if it helps to see it. 2x times x is 2x squared. Then I've got 2x times minus 3. Well, do the number. 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. Squash on the x. Now it's the turn of the 5. 5 times x is plus 5x. And then I've got 5 times negative 3. I've got 1 negative in that combination, so it will be 1 in the answer. 5 3s are 15. And then we are going to tidy up. 2x squared minus 6. So I'm at minus 6 on the number line, and I'm adding, so I'm going up towards that 0. So minus 6, add 5, and I will be at minus 1x. So minus x. If you wrote minus 11, then you just went the wrong way on the number line. So we've got minus x minus 15 is a final answer. And if you got that right first time, brilliant. It shows that you're really feeling comfortable and confident in your method. Okay, we are going to do another one like that, I think. So let's do it like this. Off you go. Hit play when you're ready. Okay, x times 3x. 3x squared. X times 2 is plus 2x. Minus 5 times 3 is minus 15, and I have an x to squash onto it too. And minus 5 times 2 is minus 10. Collect it up. I've got 3x. I'm at 2 and I'm going to take away 15. I'm going to end up at minus 13x minus 10. And well done if you got that right. Last question before I leave you to just practice this. X minus 4 squared. Okay. I know you haven't seen one that looks like that, and you may not know what to do, but I still want you to hit pause. I still want you to do whatever you think might be right, and then I want you to press play. Okay. The first thing that I'm going to show you is the common mistake. So the thing that's going wrong and will not get you any marks is if you do x to the power 2, which is x squared, and then minus 4 times 2. Well, minus 4 times minus 4 is positive 16. So that is an approach when people aren't sure what they're doing, that they do. And I like the fact that they're trying to do something rather than just leave the question. So it's not, you know, like the worst thing in the world, except it is, because it's not going to get you any marks. So if you did that, like I say, brilliant. Well done for giving it a go. Let's rewrite that. There we go. Got the 2 in again. Now, actually, what this is no different to any other number that you raise to the power 2. If I said to you, you've got 5 to the power of 2, you would do 5 times 5. It means times by itself, doesn't it? That means I need to times this by itself. So it's a sneaky way of writing a crab's claw question without really showing it's a double bracket. Okay. Now, if you want to pause here, just have a go at it before I give you the answer, feel free. Otherwise, I'll just carry on. So then you can obviously just do it the way you've done all your other questions after that. So you multiply through, you've got 2 negatives making a positive there. And then that middle collects up and we get x squared minus 8x plus 16. If you knew to times by itself and you did the double bracket and got everything right, and you're already very, very good at this particular topic, so well done. There is a few questions for you to practice that. Please do a couple marks. So just go backwards and forwards on the video. If you do make a mistake, it helps you go back, checking your workings out, trying to find where it went wrong. You learn from that mistake, and that's how you progress and get better. Okay, so I'm going to disappear and bring up the answers.